no matter the location. From O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
What's on today's video? We're going to be diving into the Week 16 preview against the Miami Dolphins. And normally I give you guys my keys to victory. No, I'm going to tell you what to watch for against Miami. Then we're going to look at the NFL playoff picture. And at the very, very end, I am going to tell you how the Raiders can end up making the playoffs. Is it a 4 chucky head chance? No. Is it a 1 chucky head chance? It's like half a freckle of a chance. But you know what? I'm saying there's a chance, and that's coming up on today's video. But before we get into all that, let's look at the Week 16 matchup, because I do think this is important, to take it one game at a time. And yes, it's been a rough stretch here for the Raiders. But, if you can take care of business against the Dolphins, you at least give yourself a chance, and you're going to inspire the fans a little bit. Now, I know a lot of people out there are like, oh, the Raiders should tank, get a better draft pick. Hate me if you want. I am never going to be Team Tank. I hate losing on purpose. I think it's stupid. I think professional athletes that do it, you should be ashamed of themselves. But hey, you got the Miami Dolphins against the Las Vegas Raiders on Saturday Night Football. And you know what? We are going to be live for a watch party. So if you want 4 to 5 hours of just nonstop live Raiders coverage, we're going to be giving it to you. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So it's literally like tailgating, scoreboard, play-by-play. If you're maybe traveling somewhere, if you can't afford cable, if you don't want to stream the game illegally, we got you covered here. So go ahead, subscribe, turn on those notifications so that way you don't miss anything, and join the Raiders Report. We normally get like 60 to 100,000 people watching. It is by far the closest experience you're going to get to a Raiders tailgate in 2020, so make sure you subscribe. All right, let's look at the Week 16 odds here. Dolphins, 3-point favorites against the Raiders, 47.5 points. I want to be able to say confidently that the Raiders are going to be able to cover, but they've been struggling of late. The over-under in this game, 47.5 points. If y'all want to go ahead and bet on this game, the place to do it, chatsports.com/Raiders, promo code Raiders125. It's going to get you 125% deposit bonus. If you don't know what that means, it means this. If you deposit $100 at chatsports.com/Raiders and you use promo code Raiders, Raiders125, it means you get $125 for free to bet with. So imagine, you got $225 to bet with and you only put down $100. If I went to any store and I saw buy one, get one free, I would jump on that deal. This is better than buy one, get one free. I mean, this is insane value. So chatsports.com/Raiders. Raiders 125 for 125% deposit bonus is how you get set up. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, email me, raiders@chatsports.com. So who you got? Type LV for the Raiders, type MIA for the Miami Dolphins. We do a lot of different shows here at Chat Sports, and you know what? We have a Dolphins YouTube channel, and I guarantee you the Dolphin fans are going to be coming to this channel and typing MIA. So I need Raider Nation to show out. I need you to show the Dolphins who the best fans in the sport are. So LV for the Raiders, type MIA for the Dolphins. Coming up right now, what to watch for against Miami. Whoever plays quarterback, y'all. Like, it could be Derek Carr. It could be Marcus Mariota. At this point of me filming this video, I don't have an update. But if it's going to be Carr, I am really curious to see how he matches up against this Dolphins defense, which is elite. Like, it is truly, truly elite. Now, if it's not Carr, and if I was a betting man, which I am, I would bet my money that Mariota is going to be the starter here, because I hope the Raiders don't risk Carr getting injured further. And I also want to see Mariota ball out again, because he was really, really fun to watch. It was exciting to see a mobile quarterback in a Jon Gruden type of offense. And I'm hoping with an extra week of preparation, maybe we see a little bit more. And in those situations where that they stalled out at the red zone and, you know, you saw a bad pick by Marcus, maybe he gets it turned around a little bit. But bottom line is this. I want to see Marcus Mariota starting against the Miami Dolphins. If you disagree, go ahead and let me know. So, who should start against the Dolphins? Type MM for Marcus Mariota, or I want you to type DC for Derek Carr. This is pretty simple to me. MM for Mariota, DC for Carr. I am rocking and rolling with Mariota in Week 16, and this has nothing to do with Carr. This has everything to do with what you got in Mariota. If he plays well, great. He just only bumps up his trade value. If he plays poorly, then you get rid of him in the offseason. You save $10.1 million. I don't want there to be any questions going into the offseason about what the Raiders should do with this player, but Derek Carr is still your future. If you risk injuring him and he hurts the groin even more, I don't know if it impacts him next year, but I don't even want to take the chance. Roll out Mariota, and actually the Dolphins have struggled more with mobile quarterbacks than stationary quarterbacks. Speaking of that defense, y'all need to watch it because it's the best defense right now in football, and I truly believe that. They're not ranked in the top 10 in terms of yards, but they are ranked number 1 in the most important category, points allowed per game, 18.4. The other reason why I want you guys to watch it is because you want to see elite cornerback play. That's what the Miami Dolphins have. Byron Jones and Xavier Howard is the best cornerback duo in the league, and it kills me to see how well Byron's playing because the Raiders and the Dolphins, they battled it out for Byron Jones. The Dolphins won because they were willing to give him more guaranteed money. And then you have Xavier Howard. He's got 9 flipping interceptions this year. The reason why they're so fun to watch, they have so much confidence in the secondary. They bring 4 guys, and they can get away with it because they get their defensive players lock up. Hey, watch the defense. That's what I want to see in my defense going forward. Now, if this is the first time maybe you come across the Raiders Report, we get new subscribers literally like every single day. I believe the last 28 days we had close to 5,500 subscribers, which is pretty freaking amazing. But my name is Mitchell Renz. I do this show out of the kindness of my heart, and, we've been growing like wildfire. But if you guys want to get to know me better, if you ever want to talk Raiders, we're family here, so hit me up on Instagram. I'm at MitchellRenz365. All right, players who could get cut. This is the next thing that y'all need to be watching, and what do I mean by this? The last 2 weeks of the season, to some people, they might check out. They might not watch the game. To those people, I'm going to straight up and say, shame on you. And I don't actually think you're real Raider fans because the last few weeks of the season, these are the games that really impact your offseason. These are the games that impact the draft and free agency. So what I did was I gave you guys 5 players to watch on offense, and then I'm going to give you 5 players to watch on defense. Watch Trent Brown. How's he playing? Because he's going to make $14.1 million. If you cut him, you can save that money. Maybe Gabe Jackson. He's going to make $9.6 million. Keep or cut. Jalen Richard going to make $3.5 million. You can save all of that money if you keep or cut him. And then Brian Edwards or Henry Ruggs. Are these 2 players your future at wide receiver? If you can confidently tell me yes, no need to go out and get anyone in free agency or in the draft. If you're sitting here scratching your heads, don't know, well, then maybe you'll think otherwise. How about on defense? LaMarcus Joyner. Joyner's been an interesting player for this team, but if you cut him next year, you save $9.6 million. How about Arden Keys in the final year of his rookie contract? Do the Raiders want to extend him, or do they let him walk? How about Keyshawn Nixon, drafted in the 6th round out of South Carolina? He's shown some good flashes, has also shown some very, very poor flashes. Carl Nassib, a player that the Raiders signed to a 3-year, $25 million deal. You would lose, or it's a dead cap hit, of $5.75 million if you cut him next year, but he's already been an inactive 2 out of the last 3 weeks. He has not been good whatsoever for this team. Could you see the Raiders move on from him? If Carl wants to save his contract, he needs to ball out these next 2 weeks. And then Jonathan Abram. What exactly do the Raiders have in a guy like Abram, who is rated, according to PFF, as the worst safety in all of football? You move him to linebacker, you keep him at safety. These last 2 games, I think he needs to prove himself. That's if he even plays. The last thing I'm going to bring up here, though, I'm going to be watching for against the Dolphins. I want guys who want to play. I want guys who show up every single down and get it done. Shout out to Max Crosby, who might not have the most sacks this year. He's got 6 compared to 10 last year. But really cool stat here. He's got 1,000 more, they're called like roaming yards. So basically think about a player running all over the football field. Roaming yards, 1,000 more than the next closest defensive end in the National Football League. What does that mean? Dude never gives up. And that's the type of players that I want on this team. Guys that never give up. You know why? Effort takes no talent. And Jon has always been a coach that predicates being a Gruden grinder, predicates being first guy in, last guy to leave. The effort that I've seen over the last 5 weeks is shameful. It's not what I want to look at and say, that's a guy that I root for. That's a Raiders player that I want to have on my team. That's somebody that I want to build a franchise around. Last week, Trayvon Mullen, multiple times, was just jogging around the field. If he's hurt, I'm sorry. Trayvon, I'm sorry. But if you're 100% healthy, I don't want guys jogging around the football field. I want you all strapping it on. You're making millions of dollars to play football. It's a dream job for anyone. Could I do what you do? No, I couldn't. All I ask for is effort. That's all I ask for. That's all Raider Nation asks for is 100% effort. All right, y'all. Let's now look at the AFC playoff picture because, believe it or not, the Raiders, they do have a chance. And it's a far-fetched chance, but I'm saying there's a chance, and we're going to walk through it here game by game, essentially, and I'm going to tell you exactly what needs to happen. So, how can the Raiders go out and make the playoffs this upcoming year? It's this simple. Raiders, they need to win out. The Miami Dolphins, they need to lose out. The Baltimore Ravens, they need to lose out. If this happens, the Raiders make the playoffs. Now, is that going to happen? I don't even know at this point with the Raiders the way they've been playing. But here's the Raiders' upcoming schedule. Week 16 against Miami. Saturday Night Football, 9-5. And then you got to take care of business at Denver, a 5-9 team. Could they win both of these games? Yes, they absolutely could. So let's just say the Raiders win Week 16 and they win Week 17. How about the Dolphins' schedule? I'll tell you what. This one's pretty realistic because if the Raiders win, I don't see them beating Buffalo. And I don't see Buffalo taking any games off for the simple fact of they want to try to keep pace over the Steelers to get the 2 seed, not the 3 seed. So for Miami, this one's realistic. This is where it gets a little bit more challenging for the Ravens. 5-9 Giants. They need to lose to the Giants. If this week has taught me anything, it's that anything can happen in football. Now, we learned that against Atlanta. We learned it against the Jets. But, I mean, the Giants, they could come away with a win here. And then for Baltimore, who's sitting there at 3-10, or the Bengals, they just beat the Steelers. So, all I'm saying is before y'all think that there's no way it can happen, remember, it can happen. So, go ahead and predict the Raiders' 2020 record. I asked this question on our YouTube community tab. If you don't know what that is, subscribe to the show. That way you can weigh in on our daily, polls or deals or whatever we got going on. But when I asked this question on YouTube, it was 30% 9 wins, 40% 8 wins, then the other 30%, fill in the blank, 7 wins. Go down in the comments right now. Let me know how many games the Raiders are going to win. All right, so how about some games that y'all need to be watching in Week 16? Raiders against the Dolphins. This is by far the number one game that everyone should be tuned into, and it's going to be happening on Saturday. If the Raiders lose this game, honestly, you don't even need to pay attention to the rest of the video. I'm just being honest with you. But I do think that the Raiders can come away with a win, but they definitely need to be playing better than what they had the last 5 games. I mean, think about it. This team was 6-3. And then this is what we've gotten. Week 15, you lost to the Chargers in overtime. You had every opportunity. I don't want to hear the refs were bad. Were they bad? Yes, absolutely. But you're going to have a very, very difficult time in life if you're going to blame others than the refs for that loss. The Colts, loss. Your Jets win was on a Hail Mary play. And then the Falcons, Chiefs, got to play better. How about the Dolphins, though, last 5 games? They beat the Patriots 22-12. Lost to the Chiefs in a game actually Kansas City was in control the entire time. The Bengals, that was an ugly game where the Dolphins were actually losing 6-7 at halftime. They took care of business against the Jets, and then they lost to the Broncos. All I'm trying to show here is this. The Raiders can take care of business against the Dolphins. So get your score predictions in, and I'm also, as a reminder, going to ask you a score prediction of another game. So when you go down in the comments, comment who you got winning the game. So, like, if you're going to pick the Raiders, for example, over the Dolphins, 27-24, type Raiders over Dolphins, 27-24. So go down in the comments. I will be looking, predict the score, Raiders against the Dolphins. The next game that y'all need to be watching, Ravens versus the Giants. Everyone should be a huge, huge Giants fan this upcoming week. And my family from New York, they're split between Jets fans and they're split between Giants fans. So, fam, I'm going to be rooting for the Giants this week. 5-9 against 9-5. But after this week, all I'm saying is anything can happen. The Ravens, their last 3 games, have played well. Their last 3 games have played well. However, they've played some easier competition. 4 weeks ago, the Steelers and the Titans, those are 2 tough games. They lost both of those games. But this has been a challenging opponent for the Raiders because they do run the football well. However, they don't pass well. I'm hoping the Raiders don't give up a lot of points I'm losing my train of thought. I'm hoping the Giants do well against the Ravens, who do a very good job of being able to stop the run. All right, let's go to the Giants now. Same thing here. I mean, they beat the Seahawks 17-12 and then lose to the Browns and Cardinals, which are two respectable teams, two teams that are probably going to end up making the playoffs. If the Giants just play their game, now you can't unfortunately bet on this game yet because their quarterback situation is still in flux. They don't know if it's going to be Daniel Jones or Colt McCoy at the time I'm making this video. But what I want you guys to do is go down in the comments section and predict the score. Ravens against the Giants. But like I asked before, I want you guys to let me know who you think is going to win this game. So if you have the Giants beating the Ravens 21-20, type Giants over the Ravens 21-20. Does that make sense? I sure hope so. The last game to watch. It doesn't really have any implication whatsoever on the Raiders, but I do want you to watch the Broncos. Why? That's who the Raiders play in Week 17. It is as simple as that. So make sure you guys are doing your homework, make sure you're watching the games, and make sure you're going to bet on the Raiders and all the games that I talked about at chatsports.com/Raiders. But use the promo code Raiders125 for that 125% deposit bonus. If you want my weekly bets, I'll give you 5 of them. Email me, Raiders@chatsports.com. In the subject line, put Mitch's picks. That way I can send you which games I'm betting on, which player props. I've been doing pretty well. I'm hitting at about, I think, 65% this year, which is actually very, very good if I'm being honest with y'all. So email me, Raiders@chatsports.com, subject line, Mitch's picks.